No. I think the Gauteng one, they're still dealing with consultations. They're still consulting the alliance structures. They're still consulting the leagues. They're still engaging also with people that will be working with in the provincial government of unity. Now, I think mainly the delay is on consultation. There's nothing else. It's a consultation matter, and I'm sure when they are done consulting, they will go out and announce the new cabinet.
No, thank you very much, President. I think I'll just enter on the two questions. One on what could the ANC would have done better this time around to ensure that we improve our electoral support. Look, the ANC ran a very rigorous campaign in this 2024 national and provincial general elections. I'm sure what we would have said earlier, when everyone was saying there's youth apathy, there is apathy that is growing in terms of South Africans wanting to participate in the electoral processes. We said the main issue is not that young people or the people of South Africa are dissatisfied with the ANC necessarily. However, there is a big question that has not been responded on civic education by some of the state institutions like the IEC. Many young people, unlike the old, do not understand participation in the electoral process as part of their civic duty. And we said this has to be enhanced by the Chapter 9 institution, particularly the IEC, must run outreach programs which ensure that they are linked with municipalities, the speaker's offices there, to ensure that there is a lot of civic education that happens around this particular question. You would note that the voter turnout in South Africa went to around 58%. Previously, around we had around firstly 82%, and then we had 76, and then we had 73%. I'm saying voter turnout, not ANC. Voter turnout, voters. So the issue about the electoral market is a matter that we've got to deal with it broadly as a civic education question and not an ANC problem particularly. Well, of course, we've indicated in the ANC manifesto that we understand, because we're doing door-to-door. The ANC is the only organization that has got an electoral machinery that runs wall-to-wall. In our door-to-door campaign, we would have said that our people are complaining about, one, the issue of jobs. The Youth League would have provided, as the President was saying, a solution to that we are now going to industrialize the South African economy to create the much-needed jobs. And these jobs, some of the questions that young people were posing to us, we are now graduates. The ANC has supported us through NSFAS. We are now graduates. We want jobs. And we said, President, in order for us to resolve the bloated youth unemployment in South Africa, we've got to industrialize the South African economy. The President said, agreed. And that became the manifesto. Now, bullet number 2, which is priority number 2 of the ANC manifesto, industrialize the South African economy to create an inclusive economy. And those are some of the successes the Youth League would have won in the battle towards ensuring that the ANC improves its support base, in energizing young people to participate in governance processes. The second aspect is that while we deal with these issues, we said no austerity measures, meaning no cutting of budget must happen. Rather, there must be injection of capital in the economy to stimulate growth. Once the economy grows, what that means is that the government also is able to take on what we call revenues. Because the fiscus can only grow if the economy performs. So it's not the question of borrowing that we are dealing with. It's the question of whether or not we are doing direct financing in the productive sectors of the economy for the economy to perform and grow and expand so that it creates the much needed jobs. And these are the issues that we are saying we are improving. And the president has made it very clear on the question you are raising, what is going to happen in the government of national unity. As the Youth League, the ANC itself in its own meeting, we've made it clear we are not compromising on transformative policies. We're not compromising there. We're not going to be able to accept any form of regression on transformative policies. What are these transformative policies? Your affirmative action. We're never going to compromise on that because there is history to affirmative action in South Africa. It has been legislative processes that have dispossessed Africans in this country of the economy, of them not participating in critical decision-making structures in the South African government, in the South African economy. And we're never going to compromise on affirmative action. Broad-based economic empowerment, we're never going to compromise on that. The issue about building a capable developmental state through ensuring that you build capacity in the state-owned enterprises in order for them to play their developmental role, we're never going to compromise on that. So there is not going to be wholesale privatization of state-owned enterprises and we keep quiet as the ANC Youth League. We've said those things. Those are very clear. This is government of national unity to facilitate development, transformation and social change in this country. It's not government of national unity in order to reverse the gains of our democracy. And we're very clear, you will see the Youth League on the streets marching if there would be such regressions, because we are a youth wing of the liberation movement in this country. We're not a youth league of any other formation that is formed to dislodge a particular political party like this EFF, the Rise Mzansi and all of these Mickey Mouse organizations. We are a youth wing of the liberation movement. We stand for liberation politics and nothing else. And that's what you are going to see if transformative policies are being reversed. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, SG. I think there's a question that you continuously repeat. I think I must go back to because it will be like we're running away from it. That are we structurally strong going to these elections? And I think we need to agree that some of our structures were struggling. The Youth League was just new from conference. We had the responsibility to build structures from scratch. Now, yes, we had structural problems organizationally, which is something that we acknowledge ourselves. It's something we must go and build. That's why in our Youth League constitution, in our conference we were from, we introduced VT-based branches. If you know what is a VT, voting districts. In the past, we never had that. We only had wards. Now we've taken our structures as far as VTs because we want to reach up to that level. Because you'll find some areas, especially in suburban areas, you'll find the African National Congress not having volunteers at that level of VTs or party agents. Now, the role of the Youth League is always to assist the ANC to build structures on the ground. If you can check, most of the volunteers or Youth League volunteers everywhere. Now, whenever there's a loophole in the ANC, the Youth League comes in, it fixes all of those issues. Now, for the past 10 years, or if not less, the ANC was not able to get as much leaders and a machinery that it must get from the ANC. Because we're a school of the ANC. We're a Peter school of the ANC. Now, all of these years, the ANC has been starving to get quality leaders at the ground level. But on top of our agenda also is political education. And political education is important because we need to conscientize everyone to understand the organization that they are part of. That's why you could see on social media, members of the ANC were speaking some languages, saying some pro-only black organizations, when the ANC is not that. The ANC is a non-racial organization. Now, those things happen when you don't really educate you and conscientize those that join you. But also, the implementation of history being compulsory until tertiary level. It's a resolution of the ANC. It was commissioned a long time ago. A lot of young people don't even know the history where they are from. Now, those are areas that I think we will work on, and we'll hold the administrative accountable, but also our structures will work on the ground. That's why myself and the SG and the TG, we're full-time here in Little House now. Part of the reason we decided to be full-time here, it is because we want to focus on building strong structures for the ANC, for the ANC Youth League, for the Women's League, church communities. Everyone want to gather everyone together behind one agenda to advance the national democratic revolution. Thanks.